You guys, we were here with our landlord, and then this guy said, I think you need to get a new phone. Oh my God. We were with my sister and my house help, and we both were like, did you just say? We had, I don't know whether to say, a small argument, right? So we had an argument, and when we were talking through it, one of the things that I realized is, for me, in as much as I think I'm a very expressive person, sometimes I keep quiet because I want to pick my battles, or I don't want to let the other person know, or rather I don't want him to know. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to this perfect mess. It's been such a while. We haven't posted for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, Christmas time, so got a lot of things happening, so had
Yeah.
to, do those things first.
Yeah, life happened and we are back, and so sorry we cut off the vlogmas, but we'll be continuing to post everything that we had planned to post. We'll be posting it in the next few years, and in the next few years actually. So anyways, we are back, and today is Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas you guys, and have a very, very happy new year. And
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we're back after a few days, and so what are we doing today?
Today I will be telling you guys what I've learned from my boyfriend. So in case you don't know us, it's your first time here, I am Sheeroh, and
I'm Dennis.
yes, so I'll be telling you what I've learned from him. We've lived together for now a little over a year, so I will be telling you guys what I've learned.
Yeah, so technically she doesn't need me here. I'm like a houseplant, so she is the one talking today. Next time we'll record the opposite thing.
Yeah, and he's an active houseplant, as you can tell. So the first thing that I've learned is that what I want wants me. This is one of my friends keeps saying it, and I think I've seen it in my own life, because I felt like for some time I felt like I wanted something that was far out of reach, and people would actually make me feel like I wanted something that was far out of reach, because for me I didn't want to be, I didn't want to be a traditional kind of woman. I knew I wanted a career, and I knew there are things that, let's say, my mom, which I appreciate so much, I couldn't do, because for her, she's been a stay-at-home mom ever since, so she had the time, but for me, I could tell, like, if I have to do that, then I won't have the time.
Well, she's a traditional Kenyan lady, so,
Yeah, so, like, for example, I used to say I don't want to cook every day, and oh my God, my aunt said, I don't know where you're going to get a man like that.
Yeah.
But true to it, like, that's just an example. Living with him, I really don't have to cook every day. Sometimes
She cooks actually twice a day. No, I'm just kidding.
Sometimes I cook like even twice a week. But then like now when I cook, I have the energy. I am motivated to do it. So.
And I try. Okay, there's one thing that I'm really bad at, and that's cooking. But I try to do as much as I can, so that not just like rely on one person.
Yeah.
I usually do fruit salad. Maybe if we run out of subjects, I'll show you guys how I do that. But yeah, so I try to kind of step in and help her a little bit. It's not like she does it all the time, and I just come and put my butt on the sofa and just like say, hey, where's my food?
Yeah.
So we don't do that.
Yeah, it's more of a partnership. We don't even have rules in this house. We don't say who does what, but almost by default, he's always made me breakfast for some reason. It's not a rule. I can make myself breakfast, but it has always happened that most of the times he makes breakfast for me.
Yeah, we're usually fasting in the morning, so that's why,
So yeah, I really think that what I wanted also wanted me, because he also did want like someone that would be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like defeats the purpose of a partnership if you just totally just put traditional roles for everyone. And it's just like if someone, can cook today or feels like, they can do it, so why not? Yeah. Obviously, it's, one of us can cook way better, so that's why it just happens that, she does it more often. But, I do other things that I'm better at, so.
Yep. So I would say, like, ladies, whatever you want, don't let anybody make you feel like you want too much. It's out there and it wants you. So yeah, the second thing that I've learned is communication. I'm sure you guys have had this so many times, like, oh, relationships are about communication. I obviously had heard about it so many times until I think recently we had I don't know whether to say a small argument, right? So we had an argument, and when we were talking through it, one of the things that I realized is, for me, in as much as I think I'm a very expressive person, sometimes I keep quiet because I want to pick my battles, or I don't want to let the other person know, or rather I don't want him to know what my fears are. And like when we were talking through the situation, I realized it's mostly, sometimes I would overreact on a situation because of my fears. And I learned that not only should you communicate that something offends you, you should also let your partner know that I fear, I am coming from this point and I fear because of this and this.
Yeah, definitely open communication, helps in any relationship, because, the person on the other side might not read the situation the same way as you do. So
Yeah.
then kind of like telling them, hey, I did not like it, or, if something comes up, just obviously bring it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can resolve it like easily at that stage, that would be the best kind of a, outcome. Because if you can't, and if that little thing snowballs into a big problem,
Yeah.
that obviously is bad. So.
Yeah, I think he's a very open communicator and he is blunt. There are times he says something and I'm like, oh my God, just shut up. So, and now I'm learning to see the benefit of that because he doesn't keep something. And sometimes it's something as small as, like when you told the landlord, I think you need to change your phone.
I still don't understand why it's bad, but okay.
You guys, we were here with our landlord and then this guy said, I think you need to get a new phone. Oh my God. We were with my sister and my house help and we both were like, did you just say it? Like,
I still don't get it, but...
No, like you guys tell me, like, do you tell someone, okay, if their phone is cracked, I think, for me, I would assume they know the shit.
Oh yeah, it's just advice. The guy has this old, okay, I'm not gonna, disparage the guy, but he has a very old phone that is also cracked, and he like misses messages. The reason I brought this up, he was saying something like, oh, I couldn't find the message or something like this.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, it's just advice, He's
was
a little bit
just
older than me, so
yeah. So he's blunt in that way. So for me, I have to get there. I thought I'm an open communicator and I express myself, but no, I'm not yet there. So I am learning that from him. So also, I learned, you guys, that if you love what you do, you will never have to work a single day in your life. I know you've heard that phrase before. I have heard it before, but I never saw it in practice because what he does is his hobby. That's what he says. And he told me, like, I don't know whether I should say it, that you worked for a long time in a real estate company that had nothing to do with what you studied in school or what you're doing right now, because he's a software engineer. And he said when he would get off that job of the real estate company, his hobby, he would sit down and code with his friend. So it's something that he can do for free if he's not being paid. So for him, I honestly, for the 1 year that we've lived together, I never had him say, oh, tomorrow is Monday, I hate this job. I've had so many people. I've been in situations where I had to go to work and I was like, not today. But he never did that, and that has encouraged me to pursue my passion and to look for something that really gives me satisfaction besides the money, so that I can feel happy when doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's important. Obviously, I wasn't in this kind of situation all the time, like that same job that you referred to. Yeah, you kind of like, Sunday night, and you're like, oh no, I have to work tomorrow,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in those shoes, but I wouldn't say that, I would say that I'm lucky that it just happened to be that COVID hit.
Yeah.
And a lot of businesses opened up for remote work, and software engineering seems to be one of them. And yeah, so there are situations when it's kind of difficult, you know. It's not always that I want to do that specific stuff, but at least it's not like, hey, I have to like go and I just can't imagine doing it. So in my case, yeah. So yeah, try to, you know, pursue your passion, I guess, and you know, hopefully you'll get something like this too that you can just, you know, willingly do, or just not waste a lot of time getting ready for Monday.
Yeah. The fourth thing that I'm still learning is keeping time to the last second.
Oh, yeah.
I was never the person that would show up like 30, 40 minutes later, or even 20, but I would show up like 10 minutes later sometimes, and most of the times I would show up on time. But now it's become like a part of me. I want to show up exact time we agreed, and that's what I'm striving to, because he really does keep time and he really does value his time. So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like it hit me hard in Kenya, you know, this African time thing.
Oh yeah.
When you guys can like, you know, hey, come over at noon, you know, and people start pulling up at 4 p.m., you know. And like,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like valuing someone else's time.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, if you have like a business or something, you can't just dedicate the whole day to one person, you know.
Yeah.
And if I don't show up on time, it means I'm not valuing someone else's time. Or if I show up and overstay my time, it's also kind of bad, you know. You have to understand that the person gave you this much time, and you have to respect their time as well. So, and it's nice, but yeah, it's definitely an epidemic here in Kenya. So, hopefully, that will change in the future. But it like hit me hard. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
how do people keep appointments and stuff?
Yeah, and also like, in close relation to that, I've also learned to not learn. I'm still learning to keep my promise, even if it's like the small thing that you promised to do. Like for example, when I couldn't upload Vlogmas and I had promised you guys, he said, but you promised. And to him, it's like, well, there is also like a part of if it comes between you and let's say your mental health, of course there's that provision. But then like when you say something, like for example, if you tell someone we are going to meet, unless like it's really
Well, yeah, if you like break your
unavoidable,
leg or something, yeah.
Yeah, then you should show up and you should keep that promise. And sometimes it's just something as small as I'm going to call you back tomorrow, or I'm going to text you when I get home, or just a small promise. Because what he's taught me is if you don't keep those small promises, you will never keep any promise.
It's important, I mean, I understand obviously it's not gonna like, destroy your day if you don't, keep this little promise.
Yeah.
But it just happens that, when you just start from small things, eventually, over time, you'll be ignoring big things.
Yeah.
And especially it's bad in business type, environment when somebody tells you like, oh yeah, I'll definitely follow up on that, I'll do this. And then they just disappear, and next time you see them, it's almost like that conversation didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a bad impression you create. So kind of like, by doing this kind of thing in real life, you can probably prepare yourself for being like a responsible human, in your professional career. So, but no, I appreciate it. It's actually, like being just following up on little things. I mean, I know so many people that can tell you like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, absolutely, tomorrow.
Yeah, we've been like suffering.
And then you
from
see them
that,
and it's like it's a different person.
Yeah,
so.
they didn't say it.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the 5 things that I've learned from the man himself.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm honored. I didn't know that, I would be put here as an example.
Look at
So
you.
now I need to come up with the good list next time.
So you guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope also you learned something. If you are the person that never keeps time, we hope that you start keeping time come 2023 at least.
Try to change. I know it's difficult, especially when everyone around you doesn't keep time. So, but maybe like if we start small, we can kind of change the overall picture. And
Yeah, if the 2,000 people on this channel
if
start
you
keeping time, then they will spread it to some other people and spread it, and before we know it, in Kenya people are keeping time.
Things can
wherever
change.
you are, you're
Absolutely.
keeping time. So we hope you have a very beautiful Christmas with your family, and we hope that you have the best of the best year this coming
absolutely.
year?
And for us, we're just going on a date, so we're
Yeah,
kind
we're going
of
on.
trying to keep time. Don't show up like if you schedule, at a place at a certain time, so you have to be there on time.
Yeah, so we are trying to catch up with that, and we'll see you on Wednesday. We are back to uploading now 2 times every week. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't turned on your notification bell, make sure you do that so that you can see a pop-up every time we post a video. Also, be sure to check me out on Instagram at Sheeroh, so that when I don't upload, you still can tell what's going on, so that you don't reach out and start asking me whether I'm pregnant. That's why I'm not uploading uploading videos. So thank you so much, guys, for your support this past year. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.